We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back into this new live event for you. And today we are going to talk about how to document business processes in order to maximize your company value on the market. Why? Because actually, we have already said in a few videos that documents are not a matter of bureaucracy, but it's actually one of your superpower. It's one of those things that actually are going to make the difference during due diligence. So if you want to sell your company and if you want to exit, but to be honest, it's not something that you need to provide only if you're thinking about selling your company. It's something that is going to help you even during your leadership, when you need to train someone new, when you need to delegate because you want to reduce founder dependency. So in reality, it's something that should be done even if you're not thinking yet to sell, to exit, but you want to improve the quality of your life during this business. So processes documentation is not really like a matter of getting organized, but it's about like moving whatever that is inside the founder minds, so founder dependency, into something that is out of the founder's brain. And it makes, actually, at the end of the day, one of the good benefits is just making the business into some sellable assets. So if your company works only when you're present, when you are in the room, I repeat once more, you don't have a business, you have a very expensive job. And it's every time that some of the documentation is missing during the due diligence, actually what is happening is that is the perfect excuse for every buyer for asking you for any discount. And the discount might be even very high. So it can reach even 40%, even more than whatever is your proposal or the offer. So yeah, I mean, keep in mind that getting ready with the documents, it's really your superpower here. So where to start actually in the producing all these documents? This is the first question that usually business owner ask me. And the biggest mistake that I can see people facing is just believing that they need to write down everything like right now, which is a kind of utopia. So to be honest, it's not a good strategy to start writing down everything immediately. The strategy, the correct one, is just to start documenting what protects your multiple value. So, for instance, like one of the entry point that usually people do is just like how do you convert a lead to cash? So in this way, like lead and cash means money, and the money is what is the difference between a very expensive hobby and a business. So in this case, for instance, what you have to do is map the full money flow. So for instance, you need to map out your lead generation, your sales processes, template, emails, campaign, and everything, like all the data about your selling, the onboarding of new people entering in this system, the delivery as well, which is when you deliver, you get the cash, how you write down the invoicing, and also like how can you have a cash collection. These are some example of what actually means to map out the lead to cash. And in this way, when you write down this document, you immediately can have a deeper look about where is actually some founder dependencies. So maybe if the sales comes all to the founder, it means that we need to understand how to delegate. There might be some hidden decision points. And also, for instance, usually you have a deeper look about operational bottlenecks. So starting with these starting points can give you already like a good overlook about your situation. Another things that you can try to map out is risk. So the critical risk areas. Why? Because the lead to cash, in any case, is not really covering all the risk, for instance, client expectations. So your product depends on the client expectations, financial management as well, or like business continuity. So what do I mean with this? I mean like what actually is happening when the founder is not present. So if the founder disappear, what that actually means for your business. So yeah, I mean, in this way, using like the lead to cash and the critical risk areas, you have a very you have some clarity about the overall, which gives you some starting points to work on. Another thing that I'm always talking about is that you need to extract the knowledge from the person mind to the documents. This is something that if you're thinking to selling is mandatory, because it allows the transition from one owner to another one. But as I said, it's also important, for instance, when you need to deal with the delegation. So you still owner, you're not exiting, you still owner, but you just need to delegate. And it's also helping a lot every time that you're hiring a new talent person, which is going to bring value to your business, of course. So in this case, if you want to avoid any buyer discounts, what you need actually to do is if you do not really know where to start, one good way might be to record people that are taking care about that operations, recording them while they are doing the work, of course, allowing them to talk. So to talk like in a way that they are explaining what I'm doing. So they're saying like, I'm doing A, B, and C because I needed to reach these, like hit this target, reach this goal. So you can understand that already when they are speaking in this way, they are already like kind of writing down your documentation, and it is exactly what we want. So based on these records, you can start filling your blank page. And as well, like another thing, except for the video, that you can do if you don't know where to start, is also trying to create some maps when you're just starting writing down some keywords here and there, and then you started to see what are the connection between these keywords. So what comes before then the other point, and so on. In this case, for instance, like I like to use a Miro, where you have also free version, for instance. So um, and the table is is like a seamless, so you can just keep adding information in this map, and usually maps works really well because people like visualization, they learn better. So if you don't know where to start, you can start mapping out with a visualization. And another tips that I want to give you is that I would suggest to let the practitioner starting or doing completely the full documents. Why? Because if someone is already doing that job, is also able to describe it in details, is already able to say, you need to do like this instead of like that, because if you do like that, you are ended up in A, B, and C, which do not work. While if I am the owner and I'm doing another type of job, for instance, like a client relationships, so I'm not involved deeply in the delivery, how to reach one goal. Of course, I can't be as good as my team member. So I always suggest to not taking these responsibilities and letting the person that knows it best writing down this document. Remember also one thing, that usually when a founder is writing down any SOP, it's something that is not really reflecting the reality, but is kind of reflecting an intent, just because, as I said, like not putting your hands on it, you're not going to get the same results. There are some rules which are not negotiable. So one is always writing down everything generic, but with the raw details. What I mean, if, for instance, right now I am Stefania and I am representing one specific role in the company, don't write down in the documents something like You send, when you are in this situation, send an email to Stefania at internationalexitstrategy.com. You need to write something like send an email to support at internationalexitstrategy.com. Why? Because if something is going to change later on, if Sarah is, if Stefania is not there anymore, or change the role, or if there is like a team which is responsible for replying all those queries, it's better if it's going to stay generic, and we are not going to lose any data in the future, even for like tracking up queries, etc., that Stefania might have received in that email. So it never works to be specific with the name, but you need to be specific just with the role types. So you can write down like HR manager, IT manager, project manager, or the director, or like financial consultant. You can have, you can generate, if you still do not have it, you can generate the email. So like support at blah 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 blah, or like team HR blah 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 blah, or like IT team, and you keep on going at whatever is going to be the name of your company. This is something that is non-negotiable. So every time that you need to write something, just to be as generic as possible, because things change through the times, and at the same time it helps in the long term, and also during the due diligence. The main idea is just that they need to be interchangeable. They need to ensure some kind of continuity during the times, and it needs to be also scalable. So as I said, like if you have one email saying like team IT at internationalexitstrategy.com as an email, it means that I, as a Stefania, can have access to it. And then in my team, there is also, I don't know, Sarah, as it come up before. And then there is also Tom. So it means that we are 3 people all working in the IT support, and we are going to receive the email because it's a generic email, which means that also we can be faster, because the first free person, the first available person, can actually reply to the query. And as I said, like even if someone is absent, the other one can pick up the email, etc. So this is a scalability technique that is really going to help your business and your due diligence. What you need to think here is just like document do not need to be something boring, but the systems, you need to write down the documents for creating a system which is going to guarantee the outcome for the overall, for the whole team, for the whole business machine, and not for the individual person. The point, of course, is just like the one to, the point is to create efficiency. So you are more than welcome in having multiple revisions. One thing that I always suggest is writing down the number of the revision and as well like the date when the last time was amended. I never delete all the files, so I always keep a history. I always have some as like supersede folder inside every yeah every folder. Uh, um, why? Because actually it might happen that some SUPs are going to die during the time, because maybe you're going to change systems, because you know, like right now with technology, for instance, you're going to take on board some AI tools, which means that some of the procedure that you had in place before needs to vary for the new AI system. So might be that some SUP might not be real anymore, might not be true today anymore, and therefore like they are supersede. But it's good not to delete, but always to track them, especially do a diligence, because you show the buyers that actually you thought, I mean, it's a journey, it's a path that you had already explored, and right now you have found some benefits for discharging that process and take on board something new like AI, as I was saying. So when you have SOPs, you need to asking yourself, is this process, this step still necessary? So it can be also that a part inside the SOP might just be deleted, and also not all full of it. It might be a partial supersede, or it might be a full one. Another thing that you need to ask about the SOP while you're writing them down is just like, can I simplify this process, or like every single step is still necessary? This is another question that you might have as well, like as AI, can it be automated, or do I still need a person dedicated to it? Is this person with this specific role still the right fit for this operational process? As well, like another thing is really bringing value, or is just like a habit? So are we like just used to it, but actually expenses and profit, they are kind of equal, so there is not really a profit anymore, so it might be the case to get rid of it. And yeah, let's these are some of the questions that you might have while you're writing a SUPs. And another thing that I suggest you is that it's never going to be over. So you're just going to keep revising the SUP, wondering if there are some still benefits, or for some reason there are these benefits. Let me think. It might be that you're going to revise them every 6 months, every year, but time changes. Times change, and you always need to change your business, your people, your skills based on the new requirements. So this is why it's important to keep revising them periodically. And then you just need to do some tests, of course, for seeing if these SUPs, these documents are actually bringing value, and they are actually helping your business in standing out. So how can you do actually the test? As I said, like it's not a good practice to have only one person documenting everything, but usually there is one person dedicated in documenting the majority of the things. So it could be that you are going to ask someone else to double check if they can understand your documents. So someone else which is not involved in the process, etc. Can they really understand? Can they really like follow the process as the expert is doing it right now? This is like one test. And of course, like another test, it just might be that someone is going for a holiday 1 week, and you pick up someone from another team, and you try to move them into the holiday person, the person that is on holiday, and you're going to ask them to work as that person and see if I actually can follow the documents or not. In order for having documents which are actually accessible to everyone, there are some rules to take on in mind, which are like it has to be as short as possible, because if someone starts seeing a document of like 30-50 pages, is not well motivated. At the same time, say if you add visual, they are going to help in understanding better what we are talking about inside the document. And as well, like it should be easy to find in the server. You do not want to end up in the situation where actually people have the excuse to say that they haven't done something because they were not able to find the documents. So even where you're going to save your documents is something to have in mind. Yeah, I mean, what more can I add? Just test it with someone absence during a vacation time. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like buyers right now pay for certainty, not to potential. So if you are missing these documents and everything stays inside the founder head, as I said, like you can get a discount for the offer, which are less 20, even 40% of the valuation. It's going to help you as well in stepping back from your business if you do not want to sell. It's going to help you with your leadership because people knows where they need to go. So it's going to help you if you want to sell, and it's going to help you even if you do not want to sell. Just remember that less is more, as Miss Van der Rohe used to say. So simplicity is always the best rule. Try to keep it everything as simple as possible. I always say like even a 6 years old needs to understand what we are talking about. So and even the language needs to explain to different teams, to different minds, to different languages what we are talking about. So for these live today is everything. If you have found some good tips, please feel free to leave a comment below. If you need any support, contact me, Stefania Arca, on LinkedIn, or contact us on our website, www.internationalexitstrategy.com. If you feel also that you know someone that is in the process of starting the documentation, don't really know where to start from, feel free to share this video with them. I hope you have found good tips here. I'm just going to wish you have a lovely evening, and see you in our next live. Thank you, everyone. Bye.